My wife wants a lover. How can I help her find one? Wait, what? My wife wants a lover. How can I help her find one? And this is from The Guardian. Oh. Of course it is. Of course, The Guardian. Yeah. The cucked newspaper of the millennia. Oh my God. What kind of guy is this fucking guy? Wants to help his wife find a lover? By the way, why am I always seeing The Guardian all over United States websites and social media? Wow, it's a UK newspaper. Little piddly fucking country with 65 million people. Little island. But this fucking Guardian gets global coverage. I don't get it. It's one of the most feminazi newspapers on the planet. Ah, well, there you go. That's why. But I thought that it was your patriarchy, where the newspapers run by men. Where the newspapers run by those evil, misogynist men that hate women so much. I wonder where they are. Where are those newspapers that are run all by men with no women and they hate women? We're supposedly living in a patriarchy. Shouldn't those newspapers be every fucking newspaper out there? But apparently every newspaper is, to some degree, like the fucking Guardian, with very few men. And the men that are in there, they're all, henpecked, whipped, pathetic, male feminist, soy boy losers. 80-year-old men have more fucking testosterone in their bodies than the guys that work at these places. Anyway, before I get into this story, I would like to ask those of you out there that like and appreciate the raw, red-pilled nature of my content to please consider going and checking out my website, therealistphilosopher.com. That is therealistphilosopher.com. You'll find a lot of interesting information there, including the services I offer outside of this show, all my social media, link to my BitChute channel where all of my content ends up eventually. And if you really like what I do, you might want to click on that donate button and make a donation. You can donate some Bitcoin to my Bitcoin wallet address. You can donate directly via my Cash App, or you can donate to my Patreon, which is a per-piece platform. So you donate $1, and it's like $8 a month. 50 cents would be $4 a month. You can do the math. Anyhow, whatever you can donate would be greatly appreciated. So go check it out. therealistphilosopher.com/donate if you want to keep getting red bills from me. I'd really appreciate it. Okay, so short story and not sweet. My wife wants a lover, but doesn't she have one? Isn't that supposed to be you? Oh, I'm getting old and tired. Yeah. Okay. I want to farm that out to somebody else. Could you imagine? Could you imagine how pathetic you must be to want to farm out sexually gratifying your wife to some other dude? By the way, pal, if she's that horny, why didn't she just get a dildo? No, she needs another man, a real man, another man. Well, yeah, this guy's definitely not a real man. She needs a real man, I guess, because her husband's a cuck. A willing cuck. A very willing cuck. He's so willing, he's willing to find the dude for her. Wow. That's about the worst kind of cuck you could be. Usually the woman finds the dude, and then the guy just goes, yeah. And that's a big enough loser, but you are like top tier king of simps if you are actually helping your wife find her extramarital affair. I think he's probably got a big dick, honey. How about you pick him? No, I want some big black cock. I don't know if I approve of you having a black man. Okay, why not? I'm already a big cuck anyway. Why not be even bigger? By having you get a cock that's much, much bigger than mine stuffed in you. Yeah, great. What? I don't get this, man. This seems to be a new trend. I guess all these guys, these soy boys, they're not real men. That they don't have masculinity. They have no self-esteem or integrity. No self-respect, so they're perfectly okay with farming out their wives and the wives' sexual desire to other dudes. So odd. I don't get this. Don't you guys care about your a woman? Don't you care? Don't you have some kind of possessive feelings over her? Isn't there a bond? Why would you want to share her? Oh, right. They're more like women these days than they are men. And women these days can't pair bond at all. So, yeah, they're perfectly okay with whoring themselves out. So why wouldn't their husbands be? I don't know, a little matter of, dignity. Well, See, asking too much to expect men these days to have that. We are a retired couple who have been married for 40 years. 40 years! So they're at minimum in their 60s, maybe 70s. Some broad who's like 70 years old is still wanting to bang so much that she needs an extramarital affair? What's this broad taking? I need some of it. Sounds like she's got more energy than I do. Jesus Christ. Yeah. I adore my wife. You adore her, huh? Mm-hmm. I see. Yeah. You adore your wife, but you're willing to share her with other dudes. Those two don't seem to go hand in hand. I don't know. And she adores me. Does she? Does she really? Again, I got to question that, man. Actions speak louder than words, yo. If she adores you, why the hell is she wanting to bang other dudes? We still have an active sex life. What does that mean for a 70-year-old? Twice a week? 3 times a week? I guess after 40 years, once a week would be pretty active. By the way, if you have an active sex life, why does she want to step out on you? And why would you be okay with that? If you have an active sex life, wouldn't the question come up, well, honey, if our sex life is so active, why do you need another man? But we have talked about her finding another sexual partner to be with on occasion. Really? You've talked about that, have you? How does that come up in conversation? This is some good fish soup, honey. By the way, do you want to bang other dudes? How does that come up? Very odd. I'd love to be a fly on the wall when that subject comes up. Neither of us approves of going online to find one. What does it really matter, honestly? You find some dude at the supermarket, a meat market, or online. Does it really matter? Really, does it? How would you suggest that we find her a friend with benefits? I wouldn't suggest it. Especially if you want your marriage to survive. Although, maybe it will. This guy's such a cuck, he might actually be all for it. Hell, he might be into getting banged in the ass by the dude they choose. Maybe that's why he wants to be actively involved in choosing this dude. Wants to check out his junk, see if it's too big to, peg him. Wow. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case, because a guy that's this enthusiastic about having his wife get banged by another dude is probably such a pathetic simp, wimp, soy boy, femboy that he'd probably be okay with getting it up the pooper. Yeah. Yeah, someone we can trust. Our kids all live away from us. Yeah. How do you think they would feel knowing that mom is stepping out on dad and dad is perfectly okay with it? That's probably a good, litmus test for whether or not you should do something. Would your kids approve? I'm not saying you should shape and mold your life around what other people think of you, but I don't know. So we are not terribly hung up about anyone finding out. Why would you be hung up? Oh, if it's perfectly normal and okay or fine, why would you care? Yeah. The key issue is trust, he says. Jesus, trust. Well, apparently you can't trust her not to step out on you. Of course, you're probably going to be hanging out in the room anyway, jerking off while she's getting banged, so, it is never easy to find someone to trust with any aspect of your life. Yeah, just sit in. Just sit in. We know you're going to watch anyway, so you can be your wife's bodyguard, all right? So you don't need to be as particular. It's not like you're going to leave her alone, right, with this dude? Of course, you still don't want anybody nuts, but I don't know why you'd want anybody to bang your wife in the first place. It's never easy to find someone to trust with any aspect of your life. Finances, work, household, even grooming. Grooming? What, do you need somebody to comb your hair? What are you fucking talking about, grooming? What are you, a horse? Oh, need to be combed down every night, motherfucker? So naturally, it would be particularly difficult when it comes to creating a sexual triad. See, I knew it. You're going to have twosomes. What, are you going to DP her too? That's for double penetration. What, is he going to bang her in the ass? Are you going to bang her in the pussy both at the same time? I mean, I guess she's had kids, so she's probably stretched out enough for that, but... Oh, this is some crazy shit. Yo, by the way, will you be allowed to bring a broad into the bedroom with your wife there? I mean, since she's going to get to bang other dudes, are you going to be allowed to bang other broads? Oh, no. Oh, it goes one way. because, we're living in a patriarchy that benefits men, right? But strangely, all the benefits seem to go to women in this patriarchy that we live in. So interesting. Yeah, so sexual triad. That doesn't sound fun to me. You have a wife of 40 years, and then you're going to be banging her with some other dude. I think this guy's seen too many pornos. I don't think you're going to find this nearly as fulfilling as you think you're going to find it, pal. The first thing for you... Okay, so he's asking for advice for somebody that works at The Guardian. Now, the person responding is somebody named Pamela Stevenson Conley, who's supposed to be a U.S.-based, get this, psychotherapist. Which means, bunko artist, con artist. Shrinks in general are generally con artists. All these made-up mental disorders so they can steal money from you. And psychologist is, pretty big bunko artist too, but a psychotherapist is at the top of the fucking totem pole of bunko artists. So Pamela Stevenson Connolly is a U.S.-based psychotherapist who specializes in treating sexual disorders. Treating them or encouraging them? Well, let's see what she has to say to this guy asking how he can get himself a sexual triad. The first thing you and your wife should do is discuss in great detail exactly what that agreement would look like. Wow, that's really bad advice. Of course, this is a progressive feminist woman who thinks it's just great advice because, she hates marriage and probably isn't married. Oh, that's great advice. Yeah, let's encourage this. We'll sit down and discuss together how you would form this dysfunctional sexual triad. And I'm not going to judge and call it what it is. Dysfunctional. For example, would it be okay for the third person to be someone in your community? Probably not, because they want to keep this on the down low. So if it was somebody in their community, word could and would probably get out. So probably not. Or would it be better to use a different location? You're supposed to be a psychotherapist. Aren't you supposed to call out this kind of dysfunctional shit that's not going to be healthy for the people, that's going to cause detrimental harm to their relationship, that's going to be detrimental to their relationship? Aren't you supposed to call that out? Aren't you supposed to be giving advice? No. I'm a psychotherapist. It's just my job to listen. Well, I could do that for $200 an hour, yo. This probably makes more than that, by the way. Jesus Christ. Would your wife see the person alone, or would you be present? Well, he said triad, didn't he, you dummy? So he would be there. I would assume. Triad means three. And he said sexual triad, so that means he would be involved, okay? Otherwise, it would be a biad. Two people. Oh, God. What boundaries should be set? How about you don't cheat on your husband or your wife? Otherwise, what the fuck are you doing being married in the first place? What are the safety considerations? Why is this person even encouraging this? Why are you not telling this dude, hey, dude, this is a really, really bad fucking idea. You're going to ruin your marriage. Something that had meaning, gave you life purpose, gave you beautiful kids. Now you're going to fuck it all up. Don't do it. Oh, no. I'm going to encourage it. Because, as a progressive libtard, I'm all about degeneracy. Human beings are hardwired to feel jealousy. Although you may think this would not arise, it probably would. Yeah. How would you address that? Would details be shared? Details. They're going to be doing this shit together, okay? He's going to be getting pegged in the ass by this dude who's going to fuck him in the ass. So they're probably going to be looking for some bi dude. Some old grandpa who's bisexual. Oh, boy. Oh, boy! That sounds great. No, sounds sick. There needs to be clear, transparent, mutual consent. Oh, more of the leftist libtard buzzwords. Including by the third person. The way this woman talks, it's like in the abstract. The closest she comes to acknowledging the real-world objective effects of this kind of weird triad is to mention jealousy, and that's it. It may be best to seek an established swingers community near you. Might be best. You know what might be best? Not to bring some other dude into the bedroom with your wife of 40 years. That might be best. Since within it, you are more likely to find someone who is already comfortable with unorthodox relationships. Unorthodox. Why didn't you say dysfunctional? Oh, because you're a leftist and you believe there's no such thing as objective reality, so things couldn't be labeled functional or dysfunctional. Well, then they couldn't be labeled unorthodox either, sweetheart, could they? But you will still have to follow rules, exercise caution, and be prepared for unexpected feelings and events. Notice she doesn't get too deep into what those feelings and events might be, or get anywhere near talking about how fucked up and dysfunctional this is, and how it's going to ruin these people's relationship. Why would... I don't get this. I don't get it. This is like buying a $200,000 car, and then after you've driven it for a while, you're like, I'd like to share this car with other people. I don't know why. I love this car. I adore this car, but, I want to risk fucking it up and... getting it fucking crashed and dented, or just, driven poorly, and it's a manual, and maybe the fucking gears will get grinded. But for some reason, I want to risk that with total strangers. I don't know why. I just want to share my love of my car with other people by letting total strangers drive it around. That makes no sense. You love and adore your wife, but you want to share her with other random fucking dudes. Are you out of your fucking mind? I don't get this. It's like you spend 40 years building a business, and you're like, you know what? I built this business up for nothing, from nothing. And now it's fucking profitable and doing well, and it means something to me. So I think I'm just going to share the profits and share the running of this company with random people. Hey, you homeless dude. You need a job? If you'll give me some Thunderbird, I'll work for you. I'll do anything. Sold! Oh, you can be the CEO of my company. What? I want to share the spoils, baby. I want to share my happiness and my love. I want to share what I adore with you, and fuck it up. This makes no fucking sense at all. So you want to take this company, this corporation, this institution that you built over 40 fucking years with your wife and just share it with random dudes just because? Okay. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Does it? Let me know in the comment section. Does this make sense? Or is this yet another example of what's gone wrong with men? About how so many have become so weak and feminized. Let me know in the comments section. And please like and subscribe to my BitChute channel if you have not already. And if you really like and appreciate the raw ripple nature of my content, again, please consider going to my website and making a donation. TheRealistPhilosopher.com/donate. I could really use your help. And go find this Pamela Stevenson Connolly, Connollly. She's probably on Twitter or Facebook. Let her know what you think of her and her brilliant advice. Advice that is encouraging people to participate in these kind of degenerate acts.